out in the crowd, you'll find out that he's loud. He's dressed in all black and white. He's one hell of a sight. He's a disgruntled clown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Disgruntled Clown Show. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. My special guest tonight is Tom Massey. That's right. He's actually here in the studio. We'll get to him in a moment. But first, let's talk about what's been going on. Well, Thanksgiving's over with, which is nice. But I've come to some conclusions. You know how you go out for morning coffee sometimes? And maybe you'll stop and get a donut. I don't want to mention the name of a business establishment, but Dunkin' Donuts has teed me off. And I'm going to tell you why. Right here in the little town of Waterford, Michigan. All right, we stopped there to get us a cup of coffee, maybe some water, and some donuts. Did you know they only had 6 different type of donuts to choose from? That's right. Couldn't believe it. I even asked them, I go, why don't you have any others? Oh, well, we don't make a lot of them anymore. I'm like, it's Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts. Apparently, corporations have cut back so much to where even Dunkin' Donuts is only making 6 different varieties of donuts. And then get this, an apple fritter. Now, we all know what an apple fritter is. They had an apple fritter. I said, I'd like an apple fritter. Did you know there's a 60 cents upcharge on that? Oh, they can't give me anything else. Listen to me, there were no chocolate glazed. Oh, you could get a chocolate glaze with sprinkles on it. Do I look like a sprinkle kind of guy? No, I don't do sprinkles. I just think it's kind of rude. And then the girl got rude about it. Oh, yeah, like I was putting her out because I was asking questions to why. Then I said, can I just go ahead and also have some bottled water? Do you know, she looked me right in the face and said, we don't sell bottled water here anymore. We stopped that too. I can get you a cup and you can get some water out of the faucet. Telling the truth. I even saved my receipt to prove it. So if Dunkin' Donuts wants to sling a lawyer my way, I'm covered. Well, like I said, we do have a great show for you. But before we do all that, we have some other business to take care of. So I'll be back right after this commercial break. Hey, welcome back. I want to go ahead and take this time to do the defenders of the First Amendment. This month, Christmas, we have a special one due to the fact that it's actually a father and son. Yeah, we lost the father last month. He passed away. Leukemia finally got him. So we're going to go ahead and I want to introduce you to United States Army Master Sergeant Tom Surge Shaw. There's a picture of him right there. He was born April 10th, 1941, and we lost him November 2nd of 2022. He served during the 60s in Germany, and at the age of 42, he re-enlisted in the Army Reserve. Yeah, and stayed there for 20 years and retired Master Sergeant. He was with the 2nd PYSOP group in Cleveland, Ohio. The cool thing about this, and why we're definitely making note of all this, is that when he went back in he actually ended up serving along the side with his son. Yeah, who happens to also be a nationally touring comedian, Jeff Shaw. From 1983 to 89, he served during Desert Storm. So we want to take a moment to salute Tom Shaw and his son, Jeff Shaw, for their years of service, defending the freedom of speech so that I can sit here and say what I want to. And we also want to give heartfelt condolences to the rest of the family for the loss of Tom Shaw. And keep them in your prayers. Thank you. Now we'll be right back after this. Well, we're back. Well, we know what time it is now. It's one of my favorite parts of the show. So I'm going to go ahead and give it up for our recipient this month of the Horse's Ass Award. So let's take it over to Chris Sinclair and see who won.
Welcome back to the Horse's Ass of the Month Award. With Thanksgiving wrapping up and Christmas right around the corner, we're all enjoying family dinners. But we all know one person who ruins the family dinner with their special diet. That's why December's award goes to the king of the special diet, Jeffrey Dahmer. Sure, Grandpa prefers dark over light meat, but he's not talking ethnicity, Jeffrey. I love a good piece of buttered bread with dinner, but you have to have your buttered Brad. At least you and my cousin agree on one thing. You both prefer your mashed potatoes with the skins on. But we are sick of catering to your special diet. That's why December's award goes to you, Jeffrey Dahmer. Congratulations. You've earned it, bud. Back to you, clown.
And we're back. Hey, Chris. I didn't realize we were doing Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, granted, we just did get done with Thanksgiving and all, but whew, Chris, that was a tough one there. But hey, if he won the award, he's been dead now a few years too. So there we go. Yeah, your Horse's Ass Award. Well, it's time for my special guest. Been trying to get him on the show for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, nationally touring comedian, Mr. Tom Massey.
All right,
How you
clown.
doing, Tom?
Clown, good to see you.
Good seeing you,
Yeah,
man.
same day as the what is it, Ass Award?
Yeah.
That's what a coincidence that is.
Yeah.
Maybe I should come. Can we reschedule till next week or something?
Yeah.
Nice
No,
to be
you
here.
didn't win it though.
No, wait.
You know.
I thought that for a minute. I thought that's why I was coming in. I'm like, I don't think I can make it. Starting to not feel good, but I'm here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Yeah, bleep it.
Bleep it.
Oh, did I say that? Clown.
Might as well
clown,
leave
clown.
it in there. Might as well leave this whole little segment in. We'll teach him a lesson. I mean, I'm only sitting here 7 foot tall in a clown suit.
Yeah, well, you can see where I get a little confused, but I'm
Really?
It's a head injury, ADHD. I don't know what it is, but clown, good to see you.
Chris, and you thought you had issues. Yeah, I'm just telling you. Well, it's last month was a weird month. You know, November, just Thanksgiving on. We lost another great comic, you know.
Gallagher.
As far as that, yeah. We want to take a moment of silence for the master of props. And those of you who don't know who he is, your head's been stuck in the sand. We're talking about Leo Gallagher. He lost his life, died in hospice last month, and he'll deeply be missed. And, you know, he was the one who did it his way, definitely, as far as that. So a moment of silence, please. And as Gallagher would say, let's get on with this shit.
Let's get on with this shit.
Definitely.
No, I opened up for Gallagher once.
Did you?
Yeah.
I worked with him several times.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't busting the melons when I was.
Oh, he
He
wasn't?
was later on, but you know, really nice.
Well, that's right. You've been doing this
witty.
job for a long time.
Yeah. It was a few years back. He was very witty. Just
Yeah.
a little older. He stayed with comedy. I don't think he could even lift that sledgehammer. I'll be
Oh,
honest with
no.
you.
He had to
Yeah.
have it remade a certain way.
Right.
And what's funny about it was I worked with him probably 7 or 8 years ago is when the last time I worked with him. And I have some things he gave me. I have, he actually gave me a symbol, a little small symbol with a system that will hook on a table to where he said I should always, whenever I do a punchline, go ting and hit it. Yeah. And he said I could mount it to me or something. It was an idea, you know. I tried it a couple of times, but I couldn't remember to hit the symbol, you know. Kind of like you remembering someone's name.
Yeah.
You know, you just. Yeah.
I know what you mean, clown.
Yeah.
I've had that mistake at times, but.
But what's funny is he after the show, he ended up having me load the Sledge-O-Matic and the table. He always has to have a red table
yeah.
that he smashed things on. Well, the place was trash, but he wanted me to load that in my van and take with me. And I got him to sign it and all this. I did. And when we got to the next place, they had one already for him and all.
Okay.
So I got to keep it. And it's been in my storage for years. And what's so funny is Squirrel Killer kept on me all the time because whenever we go in storage, we'd have to move it out of the way. It's a full-size table thing.
Squirrel Killer.
Yeah, the wife.
Okay, I got you. Is
Yeah.
there a nut joke in there somewhere?
No, that's her name.
I got you.
Yep.
But with his
But I still have it's the point.
right, was his melon? Isn't there an angle on that? Like when I saw him on TV, I told him I was excited. I said, "Wow!" When I was younger, I'd see his TV specials, Showtime, and
Which he produced all of
yeah,
them.
and not only was he doing the melons, but his wit he broke down some things and used a lot of intelligence in a lot of his
very
comedy
intelligent.
writing. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I don't know. I always wondered. It was after I did the show with him. But did you ever see someone on the social media and he's got that look on his face, actually like the spot we just showed with him, and he had that look and there was 2 melons there, and he's like, I'd hit that. You see that one? I always wondered if he got a kick out of that. But or that any of that stuff came back and hit him like right in the.
Oh, when he smashed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there was an angle on it though.
You're right. But he
spread out.
He would put goggles on
Yeah.
toward the end there.
Now the people in the front row, I remember they all had plastic.
They were.
Was the plastic there? I always wondered, does anybody forget to bring the plastic?
Oh no, it's provided.
When I saw him at the Fox Theater in Detroit, and he came out, and it was to burning down the house, and he was dressed as a fireman, and he was spraying the whole audience, And then I asked him about that, and he kind of just, which show was that? So he hardly remembered it because he'd been traveling. He was a legend in the comedy business, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's sad.
Sure.
We're gonna miss him. He's there with a lot of them.
yeah.
We also lost Big John Richardson out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
We just lost him, which is very sad. I worked with Big John many a times, and
Quite a few.
he it was kind of very sad. But hey, it's called comedy and tragedy, and we do it because we love it.
That's right.
So, how you been?
I'm good.
You've been working a lot, I see.
It's been busy, even
Yeah.
through summer. I've done quite a bit of shows
deal.
and been very exciting. Been a nice run. Hopefully I keep it up. I
Yeah.
got quite a few to schedule for the next month and a
I
half.
know you got some coming up.
Yeah.
Just giving me the dates and the cities. Where you headed?
Well, I got the 23rd. I'll be in Hillsdale, Michigan.
Okay.
A big open show. They put it on a nice radio stint that they had for it, so we're excited about that. One of the busiest bar nights, of course. And then I have one in 3rd in Taylor, Michigan. And then the 4th, I will be in, I believe that city is, I just did Saginaw, and I am Fenton. I'll be in Fenton, Michigan, on that's a Sunday gig. A lot of holiday things, so sometimes a Wednesday night will feel like a Friday or Saturday.
You're talking Fireplace.
Fireplace Inn.
Fireplace,
that's
yeah,
right.
I know that place.
That's right. And I'm excited about that show.
Yeah, you're doing that with TDC Comedy, right?
That's right, TDC Comedy, and they've been keeping me busy, and the crowds have been really responsive, and things have been great. Yeah. But I'm excited about that show for sure. It's something about the holidays, because every day is like a holiday in a way. People are really just more unwinding, and it's just, there's a different, I mean, there's always a great energy in the audience, but I love the holiday shows. Yeah, so definitely been busy all the way until, I think, January. I got a couple weekends where I haven't sent out my availables yet. But
now, do you celebrate Christmas?
I do.
Because I know you got a big family.
I do.
I mean, you got a whole bunch of brothers and just one sister.
Yep, I had one younger sister. I'm the youngest of all the boys. There was 7 of us. And we had a lot of, I always tell people, I have had enough Christmases to last a lifetime. I've been very blessed with some Christmases when my mom was all about gifts and packing the tree. And so, as rest in peace, rest in peace, my mom was 2009. Matter of fact, may I tell a quick story on comedy? So I always told this story a lot. I was so excited because I always wanted to do comedy, put it on my bucket list and do it. So it was, she was able to see me one time, and I did it. It was a big comedy club in Livonia, Joey's Comedy Club. And she,
I remember Joey's.
Yeah, big place,
man,
big place.
That was my
upstairs.
first.
Oh, it was
great.
One.
Nice, man. Yeah. I even performed there one time, and they got mad because I was getting heckled, and so I went after the heckler, which was fine. Yeah. But the problem was when I pulled out that big old super soaker, and I hosed it.
You're hanging out with Gallagher. He's got that from the...
Those two pulled out that super soaker. And what was so funny was those people's eyes got this big.
Yeah.
And all I did was wet the one person. Okay? Nobody else got wet. All right?
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'll wait.
The club owners... The club owners, because they were kickers, they were all kickers, remember? They got mad. They got mad because that person complained. But it was the person interrupting their show.
Right. Was it the 10 o'clock show?
No, it was the first show.
Oh, okay.
It was like a Thursday night. They were doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Because remember, they did the weekend shows late, too.
Right.
And it was one of the only comedy places, I guess I could say now, is they're no longer open. But they had a big bouncer. Remember, he'd be sitting off the, and you go, well, it's comedy. Who's going to need a bouncer? And this big guy, big old man, look. And there was a couple times where they say, hey, don't go downstairs, because by time, that second show was what, 10? Yeah. 10:30 at night. So by time he's, people been drinking, and by time that you're up on the stage, there's some hecklers. And I would sometimes invite, hey, does anyone want to talk to me? And some owners or some, managers like, no, don't ask them. Don't get them talking.
Don't get them started, right.
There's a fine line. But that late group.
You don't get an audience talking.
Yeah.
If you have one opens his mouth and you go at him, it's good. That's one of those little comedy rules. Don't ask an audience.
Right.
How many of you have cats? How many of you have dogs?
Yeah.
And then go, what kind of dog? You're going to get 400 different answers.
I know. I have a bit where anybody meet a celebrity, and that's part of it. But now if anybody's heckling me, I know how to handle them. I'm going to do a super soaker. That'll do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it like you. I'll give you a super soaker.
Or wait a minute. I can lend you a sledge-o-matic.
There you go. Yeah. I did
that gig ain't being done no more.
And I got to tell you, when I met Gallagher, I made a comment about. I say, hey, I like melons too, and he just looked at me so serious. I started giggling, but he really looked at me like, that I don't find that funny. He was a serious dude.
He had moments. He had moments where, when you dealt with him, I went around with him a couple of times, screaming and yelling, before his show. Yeah. But he was very particular about things.
Yeah, and a thing I found about him too, if we can get back into Gallagher a moment, I was telling a story about my mom. Basically, it's been a blessing to do comedy. My mom was in the audience, saw me one time. So I continue on.
Did
and
she like your act?
She did.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I felt very confident about what I was doing, and it was just, you know, you
While
get
you're watching
elated. Well, you get elated, and it was my first time on stage.
See, I wouldn't want my
I did
mom
a
in
lot.
the audience.
Yeah, well, I mean, Facebook was nice because at the time, all the social media, everybody, oh, Tom,
Oh, it
we've
was
been.
Facebook? It
They
wasn't
no, they
MySpace?
wanted to do comedy.
It wasn't MySpace?
No, not at the time. Well, it might have been.
How long have you been doing comedy?
It's been 2000, just getting to 2009. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
about 15 years. And yeah, but that's the thing. We packed the room, and I was the last one up. And I did a lot. I did like 17 minutes my first time, and you're kind of supposed to do like 7 or 8. So I was very,
What a good
very
feeling.
blessed. Oh, it felt great.
Yeah.
And she was crying. She was all, oh, I'm proud of
Really?
you. Yeah, she's like, I'm
No,
proud of you. You did
her
it.
boys up there.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, because you know, hey, I was never class clown, never, you know.
Never, yeah.
But she's like, I'm proud of you. You did it clean. I didn't, you know,
right.
I make a habit of not really getting too
Right.
graphic and drastic with and the F word and that too. But she
You're
was real
a good,
proud.
You're a good
you know?
comic that way.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I know I've followed you in several places where the audiences have told me, oh, we saw Tom Massey. Oh, you know,
thank
and
you so much.
I even have heard some of the old ladies, you know, talk about how you know, every other word wasn't the F word. Matter of fact, I don't even think he said it at all. Where, in fact, I know you did say it one time in your act, but the fact that they didn't think you did.
Well, yeah, there's
Just goes
every
to
once
say.
in a while, and I think it's the Italian. I'm half Italian, and I think it's sometimes where I do that, where I have that, hey, this guy, you know, I don't really want to say it graphically, but the older women were happy, huh?
Yeah, man.
Because I'll get together with a white-haired woman.
I've dealt with a couple of your audiences that
Yeah, that's
have been
good.
really
Well, that's nice
good.
to hear. Thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying the journey. That's you know, my
Is that
father
it?
was always that way. Enjoy the journey. My father also was always there and very supportive. And because my mom, she saw me the one time, and she passed away. She looked cold. After that show, I told my girl at the time, she looked frail. Something was, and found out. So that was April 18th of that year. By August 13th, we were at her funeral. Yeah, and but it was meant to be because she saw me, and it was one of the things I wanted to do and do it. So I know her spirit is there, and I'm enjoying
I think
the
my
journey.
mom's seen stuff on the internet of me.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough for her.
Yeah. Well, any parent would be proud, clown. I mean, look
Yeah.
at you.
Nope, she said I'm her little clown.
Right.
I just made a living out of it. Yeah.
Well, and you probably entertain your siblings or your parents. And as a comedian, you know, that's when you were the clown.
I can actually show you my senior class album.
Okay.
I was voted class clown.
Oh, yeah, all right. Well, that's nothing wrong with that. My brother did. My brother, 1 year older than me, and then
What
and
does he
my
do
other
for a
brothers,
living
my
now?
dad was funny, and
What's he do for a living now?
well, my brother used to be. He was in Vegas, and he was a Chris Farley impersonator, and then
The one that was a class clown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was real heavy.
So
and
he's
then,
always been
Then
an
he got in
entertainer.
weight for his health, and then he stopped doing it. So that wasn't that didn't work out for him. But I'll be honest, we don't talk. He's busy. I'm busy. You know, you get to that point. But I believe, well, he's got 3 kids to support, so I'm sure he's out
he's
there
working.
hustling and working and doing something. You know, but my dad was funny too. Well, I'm half Italian. My last name is actually Mazziotti, originally Mazziotti, and they changed it. My dad was in 10th grade. But that Italian side of me, and I do get this too sometimes. After stage, people are like, yeah, you know, you remind me of Joe Pesci. I don't see it myself, but there is, like, my dad, my brothers have that, yeah, you know, and we were from Paterson, New Jersey, my father was. So I guess I see it when I turn to my brothers when they're upset. Actually, I go on
more
stage.
like Bruce Springsteen.
Well, I mean, he was cool too. I'll go for that. But my
Chris is
brothers
back there going.
my brothers are in the pizza business, so they own pizzerias, and when they're talking and when they get upset, I says I imitate you when I'm on stage, because they're like, hey, do you believe this guy? He won't even come to work with the, you know, and I just get a kick out of it. But yeah, I've always had the support of the family, you know, and that's
good. Yeah,
nice. And I find out most comedians have some siblings, or they're the youngest of a big brood, or you know, there's a lot of comedians I work with, and they're the youngest of a big family, but. It's not a coincidence. You're probably fighting for that attention
Well,
when you're
mine
younger.
was the earlier days of my life my career was a little sketchy. So when it came time that I wanted to be popular and famous, I knew I couldn't show my real face.
Yeah,
So
How many?
I went with the
I got a
makeup.
great gig. How many cities will this be shown in? I better get a clown outfit going, because nobody's going to want to see the real me, because
No,
They're
some of them
still
want-
looking for me.
Some of them
Right.
do want to see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, as far as
imagine
that-
having a great show and they're doing the cuffs and like Snoop Dogg. Remember that?
Right.
He goes out and does a great show, and the police were waiting for him right when he gets off
When
stage.
he gets off stage, right.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to work with a comedian that way, you know?
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in about, I don't know, they got me up for 4 to 6 years. I'm not sure yet.
Man, I'm so glad you finally got by here.
Oh, it's
You
terrific.
know,
Yeah,
As far as
I
that.
follow you. I mean, it's nice to work with you in TDC Comedies.
Yeah, we got
keeping busy with me. And
also the Disgruntled Clown Show. People can go on there. You'll also find later on. You can go on there and actually Tom's schedule will be on there.
yeah, and I'll be
far as
getting
that.
some more bookings coming up soon too, and getting into
Good
that new
deal.
year. And
Well, we'd like
so-
you to come back.
I'd like that. It's been great.
You know, when you can stay a lot longer, and we can maybe do some skit stuff.
We could do that.
You know, do out on the street.
We
Come
can
and
do
spend
that.
a day, and we'll take the camera crew. They're always stuck back there.
Yeah,
Take
bring
them-
out the Sledge-O-Matic. Let's
That's it,
show
that's
that,
it.
and we'll give a homage to Gallagher, and maybe we can get someone else on there.
Get people to do it.
Yeah, you can put melons out here. It's
it.
another joke waiting to be happening.
it.
I'm not
I'm
doing
telling
it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I look
but
forward to
thanks
coming
for
out.
coming,
Thanks so
man.
much. I look forward to seeing
All
you
right.
again.
We'll be back right after this. Wow, it was great having Tom Massey here. Well, we're almost to the important part of the show. That's right, the comedy forecast. That's the comedy shows that are going on in your area in the great state of Michigan. That's right. So we're going to turn it over to our comedy forecast guru, Mr. Chris Sinclair.
Thank you, Clown. Welcome to December's Comedy Forecast. We got lots of good shows coming up. First up, we got the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak. December 1st through the 3rd, we got Phil Hanley. December 8th through the 10th, Dave Landau. The 15th through the 17th, Clinton Jackson. The 22nd through the 23rd, David Dyer. 29th through the 31st, we have Matthew Browsard. Then, coming to Dr. Grins in Grand Rapids, December 1st through the 3rd, we got Lori Kilmartin. December 8th through the 10th, Nathan McIntosh. 15th to the 17th, Amir K. The 29th through the 31st, Johnny Beener. Last but not least, we got One Night Stands in Waterford. December 1st, you can see Steve Margan. The 2nd and the 3rd, we got Kostaki Econopolis. The 10th through the 8th through the 10th, we got Ben Creed. 22nd through the 23rd, Billy Ray Bauer. And the 29th and the 30th, we got Mike Green. Thank you for going out and supporting live comedy. Back to you, Clown.
Wow, looks like we do have a lot of great comedy going on in December, Chris. And make sure you go by and support your local club. A lot of great acts coming. Steve Smargon over there, and Mike Green himself's actually going to play in Waterford. And, oh yeah, I might even jump on over to Grand Rapids and go on down to Royal Oak, too. There's a couple of comics down there I'd really like to see. Once again, we'd like to tell you on behalf of the crew here at Network 10, Chris, myself, I'd like to tell you to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Hanukkah and every other thing you need for Christmas. Try not to kill each other while you're out there shopping and getting all those gifts, ideas and stuff put together. And keep in mind Jeff Shaw and his family who are grieving the loss of Tom Shaw. And keep them in your prayers too. And also call your mom. Call a family member. tell somebody Merry Christmas. And I got here with me, my granddaughter made me a picture. And she gave it to me today. So I got that. So I want to give a shout out to her and say good night. Have a good Christmas. See you next year.
When he comes to your town, he's not fooling around. And when he comes around, he'll get rid of your frown. He's the disgruntled clown.